just gonna come over here and get rid of all these bubbles. Uh-oh.
Well, hi there. Welcome to Rustic Lumber Store. Kinda. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Brandon. I am the digital marketing manager for the company. So I do a lot of the behind the scenes work on marketing wise and some of the strategy that we do. I'm also the camera guy. So all these videos, and majority of them or a lot of them you see on Instagram, that's me. As you can see from the title of this video, I am not a woodworker. Never have been, never claim to be, but that'll change today. I've been working with Rustic Lumber Store for the last year, and I've seen a lot of stuff done. We also build log homes on our Timber Rich log home side, and by we, I mean the guys in the shop. I do the exact same thing I do here, which is take pictures, take video, and make a few jokes here and there. But over the last year, I've seen a lot of different things and seen a lot of woodworking. I've been there to film almost every single table we've done. And today, we're gonna put those skills to the test. Now, disclaimer. Yes, I have watched the guys firsthand, like right there, record everything. Yes, I am also the one who edited everything. So I got to hear what everything looks like and sounds like over and over and over. With that said, how many of us have watched movies and can't make a movie? You can watch something be done 1,000 times, but until you actually do it, it's different. So I do not consider myself a woodworker. I have never worked with wood. I do not work with wood. And I am going in it as new as someone else who's been watching the home interior channel for the last 20 years or watching the guys in the shop for the last year. Now, for the grand reveal, since I know you guys are dying to know exactly what I'm making. I'm making charcuterie boards. So that's something easy and simple for a first timer like myself. And right now, I think we've got a sale running for charcuterie boards, or we've got bundles ready to go. So I'm going to walk you guys through everything that a first timer would. But there's a few things we gotta get at the store first. So come on, let's go.
All right, guys. We are at Lowe's. All right, so look, here's the plan. We got to go in here. We got to get a few things. We got to get masks, which is, you know, sawdust. We've got to get a paddle for the epoxy that we're going to be stirring. And we got to get some handles, because what's a charcuterie board without handles?
So I'm thinking this one will turn into an epoxy board, and this one over here looks really good. This one I don't think I'll do an epoxy board. I think I might just clean it up and look, we can fill it. We'll fill this area right here with epoxy. Go with that. Maybe just put a little bit, but it has this really nice, I don't know if it's gold or brown color, but I like it. Got some decent epoxy powder to go with it. So that board, and I think this board here, we'll just take the epoxy and we'll make sure we fill this along those lines here. So that way that's just, we'll fill it up to that, make sure we fill in the cracks. And then honestly, we'll just sand it, oil it, and slap some handles on it. And that's a good one. We'll do the same with one of those, with that other one over there. And then we'll take this one here and try to turn it into a bigger board. No, we'll take this one. We'll do this. This one's small enough. We'll just fill it because it doesn't look like it's got that many. We'll do the same thing. So, these three are the first we're gonna mess with.
So I got the sides all nice and sand down. All right, nice and smooth. But now we gotta clean all this lovely stuff out, right? So Tim normally has a tool that he uses. He just kind of like drills it in there and cleans it all out. I don't have that. I mean, I'm sure I have a drill somewhere or a drill bit, but I don't trust myself enough to do that. So, and I don't have a grinder either. That's the other thing we use. So I'm going to go get a toothbrush and I'm just gonna do that and see what I can do. So fun fact, I've got this old toothbrush. Haven't used this head in forever and I've got replaceables, so we can give it a shot. And it's an electric toothbrush, so let's give it a shot. Okay, so one of the big things is that you really want to make sure that this stuff here is cleared out. And the reason why is because when we start having, when we get the epoxy in there, all this little debris, the epoxy won't cling to the wood, right? So we got to make sure that we're getting this little stuff just up. And so far, taking this toothbrush, it's knocking it out. Like I said, normally there's a tool that we use at the shop that the guys just kind of just drill their way in, get it taken care of. But right now, I don't have that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna work with this. And you know, in case you, assuming, you know, in your garage or your house, you too don't have a, you don't have a whole, like, you know, wood shop to do things with. Let's keep going. All right, so we got everything cleared out for the most part, or for what it looks like. And so now we're gonna try to get our mold. So when it comes to molds, you have one of two options, right? You can either A, build your mold out of melamine and tape, which Tim has a great video on how we did that when we built the Venom table. You can look at that right here, and the link will be in the description. Or you can do the easy man's way out, which is what I'll be doing today. And I have molds that I'm already going to use. We'll go grab that and get that cleaned out. So this is the mold I'll be using. We got one of these down at the shop. So I use this microfiber towel that I had just to kind of make sure I get everything out and try not to leave as many particles in there as possible. And then I have this spray here. It's a mold release, and all it does is that I spray it in here, and then when it comes time to pop it out, it should just pop out. What I need to do is, at the moment, I've got to clear out this bucket that I have, so that has got some paint, some old paint residue in it, and then that way I can use it to start mixing my epoxy. Okay, so I got a little premature on this. I don't need the bucket yet because I forgot which plank we were working on. This one here, this is the one that we're just gonna fill in. So we're just gonna mix it up in a cup and then fill it in. So let me get that started and show you guys how we go about that. We're going to use the brand new quick fast set epoxy that we got, right? And I've never used it. I don't think we have used it ever in the shop. So what better person to try than a non-woodworker? So I don't know how to use this at all. Have no experience with it whatsoever. But we've had some people ask us about some quicker epoxy, which in situations like this, since it's a little one, there we go. We're only doing a few spots on here. The idea is it should work out, right? So check out the instructions here. I'm assuming it's a 1-to-1. Yep, ratio. It's a 1-to-1. I think we're gonna take, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we do 4 ounces? No, 2? I don't know, let's see. We got our gold. Wait for it, there we go. And I don't know if you guys can see it. Exposure's probably off a bit, but we're using gold. In fact, this says shimmer luxury gold, okay? Fancy. We got our handy dandy popsicle stick. Again, I'm not too sure. Does it say how fast this thing works? I wonder if we should call Zach and ask. All right, so I got you on speaker because I'm filming this video. Right now we're about to use the quick pour, or the fast acting one. How fast does it act?
Well, what is it you're using it for?
We're just kind of filling in some voids on one of these boards. Well, speaking of, what kind of wood is this? Because I have zero idea.
It's kind of yellowish.
Yeah.
That's the black wood.
Oh, that's right. It's the black wood. I forgot all about that. Okay. See, guys. Now, there we go. Now we have an idea of what it is. It's black wood.
Can't remember the Spanish word, but I guess it translates to black man's wood. So
That's right.
I give you black man's wood.
That's right. That's right. Steve told us. I forgot what he said it was, but yeah, that's exactly what it was. It translated to black man's wood. So the black man gets the black man's wood. We've got a few voids that we're just gonna try to fill in, and I'm not too sure exactly how much I need, but I'm also kind of like, well, I don't know how fast this stuff acts, so I guess we'll.
So it doesn't act. I mean, we just used some yesterday. If you leave it in the cup, it'll start reacting pretty quick. I mean, within like 20 minutes, it'll start reacting or quicker in the cup because there's volume.
Right.
Now and of course it's colder in the shop right now. I just got the kiln running again today, so it's been chillier in there. But we put it in, and I mean, in room temp, like a house temperature around 68, 70 degrees, it'll probably tack up stiff within 2 hours or so. You know.
Okay.
I'd say in 70-degree temperature, probably be sandable in 4 to 5 hours, I would guess.
Well, we're out on my front porch, and I got a heater running out here, so it's nice, but it's probably more like a 40 degrees, 50 degrees then.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, as long as it wasn't about to react on me in like 10 minutes.
Not especially in that temperature, it's gonna go a whole lot, everything is gonna go a lot slower.
Okay, perfect. Well,
and then in that temperature, though, doing your main pour to thin pour is gonna work really good because you're not gonna have to worry about it overreacting when it's that temperature. So. Okay, cool.
So, all right, well, we're gonna try mixing this hardener and see what it does.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys, you heard the man, so let's give it a shot. So the one cool thing about our epoxy is that, and I didn't know this, of course, because I don't work with wood or anything like that, but it doesn't have a smell. So I guess a lot of epoxy that you use can come across have these like toxic like fumes. But this is the only real epoxy I've ever been around. So when we picked it up and we started using it, I didn't know any different. I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't know this until we had one of our clients come in, and she buys all of our epoxy all the time, and was like, oh wow, this doesn't have, I really like using your epoxy because it doesn't have these toxic fumes. Like I don't have to mask up and can't breathe from all of it. So there's this little void that's in here, which is on the other side of the wood. And what it's doing is that it's just filling that little void. So I'm just gonna keep pushing the epoxy until it completely fills it. So one of the things we have to do when you're using epoxy is make sure we get rid of the bubbles. And we usually use like a torch at the shop, but I'm not walking around here with a torch. So I got one of these little torches here. So we're just gonna try one of those. So we're just gonna come over here and get rid of all these bubbles. Uh-oh, fire. Okay, so now we're gonna play the waiting game. I'm not too sure exactly how long we wait. We're gonna set a timer for like, I don't know, 30 minutes. Come back and take a look and see what we're looking at. See you in 30.